This is the Nothing 4A Pro disassembly. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified once I upload a new video. Also, if you need any tools, there are links in the description. To start off, we need to remove the SIM tray. Looking at the SIM tray, we can see a black rubber gasket around the opening. At this point, heat needs to be applied to the camera bezel to loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then the camera bezel or plate around the camera can be peeled off. Here's a better look at the plastic camera bezel. The glass camera lens covers can be replaced by applying heat and prying those off, so you don't have to disassemble the phone or pry off the camera bezel to replace those covers. There are now 4 T5 or Torx 5 screws which need to be removed. Once the Torx screws have been removed, this additional plastic cover can be lifted off. Here's a look at that. There are now 6 Phillips screws which need to be removed. Next, you'll need a thin metal tool to place it in between the metal frame and the plastic border of the screen to lift up and remove the screen assembly from the metal frame. Now once the metal housing or frame is loose from the screen assembly, carefully lift it up, but be careful there is still a flex cable attached underneath to the main board. Looking at the metal housing or frame, we see the NFC antenna, the LED flash, the glyph matrix or light, as well as the light behind the red plastic cover, which lights up when you're recording video. Looking at the other side, we see the flex cable for the glyph matrix, which is also connected to the recording light, graphite film to help transfer heat, some foam padding on the back, as well as antenna contacts, which are the gold points around the back housing. If you need to replace either of the buttons on the housing, you would have to pull out the black plastic brackets, which are in the slits of the frame, which would release the buttons so you can pull them out of the frame. There are 3 Phillips screws which are holding down a metal plate over the battery connector. The battery cable can now be disconnected, followed by the rest of the cables. The coaxial cables on the bottom right side of the board can be disconnected by popping them off. There are 2 Phillips screws which are holding down the main board. Having a look at the main board, we see the 50 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, the 50 megapixel primary, as well as the 8 megapixel ultra-wide lens. The main camera and telephoto lens have OIS or optical image stabilization. As for the connectors for the cameras, those can be disconnected by just popping them off. There's a secondary microphone on the top corner, rubber gaskets around these connectors, as well as graphite film and copper tape over the shield to help transfer heat. Taking a look at the other side, we can see the 32 megapixel front-facing camera, as well as thermal paste, graphite film, and copper tape on the back shields to help transfer heat. Once the copper tape has been peeled back, we see thermal paste on top of the processor, and the RAM and ROM or onboard storage chips are located on either side of the processor. Here's a better look at the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 processor. Now when it comes to the battery, there is a pull pouch provided to help you pry it off. This is the 5080 mAh battery. Keep in mind, the version in India has a 5400 mAh battery. Once the battery has been removed and the adhesive pouch has been peeled back, we see this flex cable which connects the main board to the subboard, as well as the flex cable for the screen which is routed to an opening in the mid-frame. So if you needed to replace the screen, you would have to remove the back housing, remove the metal plate over the flex cables, disconnect the battery and screen cable, pry the battery off, as well as remove the adhesive pouch, which would give you access to the screen cable. You then peel off the flex cable for the screen, heat up the front of the phone where the screen is to loosen up the adhesive underneath, pry the old screen off, apply new adhesive and reapply the new screen, making sure you run the flex cable back to the opening in the mid-frame, and reassemble the phone. Once those flex cables have been peeled back, we have a better look at the large vapor chamber which runs underneath the battery, as well as the entire motherboard. There are 7 Phillips screws holding down the speaker assembly. Looking at the bottom speaker assembly, we see some graphite film, and the speaker is located here. There is also an antenna board located on the side. There is a single Phillips screw holding down the subboard. Having a look at the subboard, we see a red rubber gasket around the charger port, and the primary microphone is located here. The SIM reader is located on the other side. The haptic feedback or vibrator motor is located here, which is held on with some adhesive. To replace that, just apply some heat and gently pry it off. The same goes for the fingerprint scanner located next to that. To replace the flex cable for the volume keys and power button on this side, as well as the one for the button on the other side, just gently peel off the flex cables from the frame. The proximity and ambient light sensor board is also held down with some adhesive. To replace that or the earpiece speaker located next to that, just apply some heat and pry those off. Now when it comes to this phone, if you were to accidentally insert a SIM ejector tool in the wrong hole, you wouldn't damage the microphones since they are seated above the holes. However, there are filters seated against the frame on the holes, so those would get punctured or damaged. Now for the repairability score on this phone, I give it a 3 out of 10. It is a fairly complex design, which makes it more difficult to take it apart for any repairs. Even though there is a pull pouch to help you pry the battery off, the process in reaching the battery is long and difficult, so that's why it received a lower score. In general, when it comes to replacing any of the parts inside this phone, you will be required to remove the back housing, as well as other covers, which in itself will be a difficult process for most. Now it's time to put the phone back together. Once everything's back in place, flip over the phone, power it on, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.